Hey, 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 I'm so excited. I'm actually live getting things together here, and only a few days after the surgery on my ankle, and boy, do I have things to share. And in regards to feelings of fibromyalgia, this is something I've seen so many people ask questions about, and that is, what does fibromyalgia really feel like? One of the primary things that I found is, have you ever felt ant bites on you when, like, picnic ants, and they come up and bite you, or they crawl on your legs? That's fibromyalgia. That's one of the fibromyalgia pieces. Then there's also the actual ache and the actual pain. And I'm only remembering this because it's been a while since I've actually felt these. After the surgery that I just had on my ankle, I felt the fibro flare-ups. They've just been periodic flare-ups just stemming out, and they started right after the surgery, and it kind of makes sense because what I want to discuss today is like the 6 different key ingredients that can trigger fibromyalgia to get really going, because you can have it under control. Fibro recovery is real. Okay, I'm just going to be honest about it. You can recover from fibromyalgia. Can it go away? No. It's a syndrome. Once you have it, your nerves are set. Everything is set. You can't get rid of it. But what you can do is you can control it. So that's why fibro recovery is real. Now, something that I have discovered, and I put it together in a little free ebook that I've got connected down below in the description. You're more than welcome to take it. We discuss triggers. There are fibro triggers, and they are usually related to stress, to life situations, and they can be internal or they can be external. Because I've heard people say, oh, I've had a really nice life and no stresses, but yet I've got fibromyalgia. Because in your mind, you're not stressed. Maybe you've had the most luxurious life, you've still got fibromyalgia because sometimes the luxurious life is not the best life for your body or for your mindset. Maybe something going on inside of your body has stressed your internal all like crazy. And so the fibromyalgia, it's overactive nerves. It's overactive stimulus. That's all it is. But boy, can it really get you down. I mean, to the point your muscles shake like crazy and you can't get anything under control. So when people say, well, the rich, they should have it really easy. Actually, they should actually have it harder, because the people who are rich tend to get stigma with different tags and different the like. I only know this because I know of people who are in the rich field, and I've watched them, and it's like, I can see why you could end up with fibromyalgia. The stigma's involved. Mental health. Oh my gosh. Mental health. People who have mental health can easily have fibromyalgia because the stigma, the stresses involved from the mental health. The other thing that is key to getting the fibromyalgia to get under control is rest. Taking a time out to just let your body rest. And it might be one that you have to really work hard with, because your muscles and your tension and the nerves, they are going crazy, and getting them to calm down so you can actually rest, easier said than done. It's a mind issue, because in your mind you can be having a whole lot of things going on, and your body is at odds with your mind, which causes everything to go crazy. Women in particular, that's who I work with mostly, as women. I'm not prejudiced about men. It seems that, well, fibromyalgia, it touches mostly on women. So, sorry guys, but I'm not against helping guys if they want to. Going through the change for both women and men Your mind and your body can be at odds against each other and actually cause your nerves to go into overload, can cause your muscles to go into overload. I only know this because it actually did happen to me a little bit, but because I had already had a lot of it under control, it didn't affect me like it could have. I still felt the tingles and it was like sharp zaps, like electrode zaps inside, but that's about it. So I was actually able to bring it under control. But is it easy to do? No, it just takes time and it takes a lot of practice. So taking a rest, taking naps, creating a schedule. Now, to say to create a schedule, it's easier said than done, okay? Because creating a schedule that'll work with your fibromyalgia and work with your issues at hand, it's not they don't go together necessarily. So you have to get the rest and you have to get the nap and you have to get the triggers under control before you can say, oh, I've got the schedule under control. No, it's a step-by-step process, because if you try to do the schedule before you get the rest and the nap and get your body under control, the schedule is going to be like a bling spring, and you're going to be, one day you're going to be great, and the next day you're going to be like, what happened? I had it all down. No, you've got to have it all regular. It's not going to work. Sleeping. Now, the sleep schedule is so important because your body needs to rest and rejuvenate, and your muscles and your tendons and everything needs to rejuvenate. I'm speaking all of this from experience. It is easier said than done. I used to think that I didn't need that much sleep. I would be just fine. Yeah, I was doing just fine. Not. The challenge that I was having is that I wasn't giving my body enough time to do the rejuvenation. And you need to be able to have that time for your body to rejuvenate. If you don't take that time out, your body's going to give up on you. And that's just how it is. And by giving up, it's going to get mad, and it's going to go into tension and tremors, and it's going to hurt because you're not taking the time out to listen. And anxiety. Oh my gosh, anxiety. That can really trigger those problems in fibromyalgia. They can really hit the nerves. They can really hit the muscles and make them flinch. And that's why I have this program to help people with getting these things under control. Now, if you think it's going to be an overnight thing, I'm going to tell you, just take that idea and just kind of chuck it in the garbage. Because the reality is, it takes a lot of time to get it under control. Because our bodies have one mind, our brain has another mind, and we have to take the body mind and the brain mind, the spirit mind, and put them all together in a nice little circle and say, hi there, people. We're all one now again. We can actually make it. Gonna have to work on this, but we can do it. Yes. And anxiety, take a hike. We don't need it. Anxiety, where are you coming from? Why? What are the issues involved with the anxiety? Because I don't need that anxiety. No anxiety, you can go away. And that's part of what I work with people. All of these things that I've discussed in this live today, I help people out with. I've been sharing the update with my surgery simply because it's a nice little reminder to me of what I went through in my days of fibromyalgia. And what I'm experiencing right now is actually quite mild. I used to experience those muscle tremors. In fact, on occasion, I still do get muscle spasms. I actually take a muscle spasm medicine. I'm going to be honest with you. It's a very, very mild one, and I can't take any more than that because I only have one kidney. I donated the other kidney to my sister with no regrets. I do not regret to this day. I am so happy to see that she is doing so well in her life. But because of that, I can't take certain medications. I respond to different medications, and I am sure there's no concrete proof to it, but I am pretty sure that that's also why my body is extra sensitive to different things. Now, the reason why I say I can't say 100% for positive is simply because I also have what's called the MTHFR gene defect. It's a really long word. That's why it's MTHFR gene defect, period. And because of the stresses that I endured when fibromyalgia started in me, I am hypersensitive to everything. I mean, to the point that they wanted me to wash with this special soap. I broke out. My throat started to swell up. They're like, this doesn't, I said, no, it's okay. I know what it is. It's just a matter of, let's find something else. When it was said and done, I actually was able to do my own soap, because my own soap is so neutral. It's considered very healthy. It's oatmeal based, only because I haven't found anything else that I can use. So I'm thankful for that. I'm grateful for that. So that was one thing. Then they kept trying to put this tape on me, this tape adhesive. I said, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't put that tape adhesive on me. And they're like, why? And I said, because it will start to itch and it will start to turn red, and I will actually have it. So I'm having an allergic reaction. So I'm like, oh, okay. And it took the guy forever, and they're like, we can't do this, we can't do that. And I said, no, that clear tape that you use, I'm not allergic to that. So there is an answer. You just have to work around everything. By the way, this is why doctors run from me. It's because I am so hypersensitive to everything that I have to be very picky. And it's not because I'm being mean. And I tell people, I'm not trying to be a pain in the ass. I'm not trying to be hard or hard-nosed or anything. It's just my body does not like certain things, and it hasn't since forever. My body went into a complete shutdown and reload back in June of 2004. I ended up being in and out of the hospital because my body just shut down and rebooted. I ended up having to get an epinephrine shot. So, yeah, that's how I ended up having to deal with that, and it was fibro-related. So, I am just letting you know that it's difficult. It's very challenging. And so I am working to share with you as well. It's rather uncomfortable today, but I am very more than ever since this has all taken place, determined to make things happen, to get out there and say hello to everybody and to share my story. So my fibro story started back in 1990. That was the heavy part of it. It started a little bit before then, but that's when it really got started. And then when they ripped my kids away from me and gave them back to their abuser back in 1997, that's when I went into a full nervous breakdown. And I'm going to be going into deeper description about it, but I just thought I would share with that little tidbit that I lost that, and it became a snowball effect after that. If you'd like to know more about that, just feel free to let me know, and I will share. Otherwise, just knowing that I was put into an arranged marriage, and it was a court-ordered divorce. I lost my kids through it all and broke down, and I was unconsolable for several hours, like for half a day. And after that, I could barely function. My heart, my everything became dark and dull. And it's been a lot of work, but I'm here now with a bright, shining light to share with everybody else so that you don't have to have that same dark, dreaded time in your life. Until next time, feel free to send me a comment, send me messages, send me your questions at fibrorecoveryisreal@gmail.com. That's fibrorecoveryisreal@gmail.com. It's down below in the description if you're not being able to understand how to spell it or whatever. So just check down below and feel free to like or comment on this and subscribe to the channel and give me support on that one. Anyhow, until next time, see you next Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and have a great weekend.